Hello and welcome to Conspiracy Time with Eric and Erin, formerly known as the World We Live In podcast. And today I am joined by Pat and Erin. What's going on, guys?
Yo!
Yes, so big announcement. We've changed our title and our logo. Currently in the process of updating those. So if you're listening, be on the lookout. If not, it might have already been changed. So, but yeah, shout out to Erin. Yeah, shout out to Erin for the logo creation. Looks good.
Yep. If anyone wants to pay me $35 an hour, I will do that. Just DM us.
Yeah, DM us.
I'm hustling.
Are you on Fiverr?
Yeah.
You're on Fiverr?
No, I'm not. But no, dude, shit's expensive. So
What program do you use? A program or what'd you use?
well, I honestly just use Canva Pro.
Oh, nice.
To design everything. But the company I work for just bought me all of the Photoshop stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, okay, well, there you go. You bought that for the job I do for you, not all the shit I do on the side. So, yeah. I mean, I feel like for that stuff, I probably am good with Canva. I've had good luck so far, but it's literally like, it's like $35 a year or something. And it is like so easy to use. So I'm just like, that's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's better programs if you're gonna like
for sure
put them like logo on merch or like products or that can like centralize all that for you. But for what I need, it's pretty digital. So
it works good. Works good.
Yeah.
Pat, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, brother. I had a boxing lesson this morning, so I'm tired.
There you go.
But it was a great workout, and just been watching plenty of documentaries, if that's what you want to call them, recently.
Good.
I got two reviews for y'all today.
Okay.
One is Level With Me, the Flat Earth movie, and then the Bridgewater Triangle, which I was unaware of, but it's about this area in southern Massachusetts where my grandparents lived, and so I had no idea that there were all these cryptids and Bigfoot sightings and all of that. So it was a really, really fun, because I just threw it on to like do something else. I was working or something. It's like, we'll play this in the background. And then it's like, sightings have happened in Swansea. So I was like, that's where grandma lived. What's going on? What were they hiding from me?
That's crazy. Yeah, no, I have the Bridgewater Triangles. It's one, I wouldn't say it's like famous, but it's like once you get into the triangles, there's one up in Vermont as well, New Hampshire. There's a Great Lakes Triangle too. There's a bunch.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one in San Antonio, Texas, in that area too.
Yes.
So for Dogman and Bigfoot.
I was surprised that he didn't know about. Not saying I did know about it, but I was surprised he didn't, since that's where like your family is from, and you live up there, or you lived up there. So I was like, that's crazy. Like, I'm glad that other people don't know about things like this, because I mean, I love Dogman. So
I mean, the great thing about whatever you want to call it, the kind of the paranormal like podcast, whatever, documentary, is that it just kind of, I mean, it kind of builds on itself. Sure. Once you hear of like Dogman, then you're like, oh, there's like this centralized area in Texas where there's like Dogman here, or Dogman sightings, and then there's like in Michigan there's its own separate Dogman, and then there's like Ohio and blah blah blah. It's just, and then there's like all these little blips. So
yeah, I feel like the southern Massachusetts area might be similar in vibes to like Ohio.
Probably pretty wooded, I would imagine.
Right.
Well, it's very wooded, but it's also kind of swampy. In Massachusetts, in that particular area. So, like during the King Philip's War, like back in colonial Massachusetts, the Native Americans had a chief that the colonies called King Philip, and they went to war because the settlers were encroaching on the native lands and stuff. So there's some lore to it that when the Native Americans were like driven into the swamps, they cursed the land, and that's part of why some people theorize that there's all these crazy sightings there. So maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but the swampiness of it kind of adds to like, the mystique of it, because who the hell goes into swamp?
Well, who even knew that it was swampy up there?
Oh, I did. My dog ran away a couple times when we were up there, and so we had to go chasing him through the woods, and it got kind of muddy at parts. But I never went into this actual like boggy area of the Bridgewater Triangle, like where all the sightings happen, like deep in that wooded area, that swampy area.
Do you know what?
Like actually, like take a canoe.
Do you know what it's called? Have you heard the name
of the swamp?
Yeah,
I forget what this is particularly called.
Hockomock?
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Hockomock Swamp or something?
Because up there, everything has a Native American name. Not everything, but a lot.
A lot does, yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's either native or it's like the British just took a town from Britain and named it.
Right.
No in between.
Right.
Yeah. It says it's almost 17,000 acres. And it's the largest freshwater swamp in the state, and it acts as its natural flood control mechanism for the entire region.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's haunted, apparently. Or
and that's the highlight.
I think every swamp has to be haunted. It's a prerequisite for the swamp. Has to be haunted.
Yeah. Absolutely. Zoned for cryptids.
Yeah. Eric, what have you been up to?
Nothing. I just finished up my soccer season, so it feels like I should be doing something this weekend, but I literally don't have anything to do. So, yeah, I'm just hanging out. I unfortunately got sick this past week.
No.
So if you'd have caught me last week at this time, I was hurt and had a.
He texted our family's group chat and said that he was going to urgent care. And that he couldn't verbally, like, you said something that cracked me up. You're like, I can't verbally communicate. It was like really bad. I'm like, is he okay? Like, what does he mean? Like,
no, I couldn't.
Is he dying?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't talk for more than like 30 seconds because like my throat hurt so bad. Yeah.
I was like, man. Eric always gets the throat.
I do. I didn't have strep this time, though. I don't know what it was.
Notorious for strep throat over here.
Seriously.
Is Eric.
But
I don't think I've ever had strep throat either.
And you yelling at the soccer players.
That must have been it.
I mean.
Yeah.
Kick the ball! Pass it!
I know we have no subs, but.
Yeah, that too.
But you were in Virginia most recently.
I was in Virginia, yes. The good old college showcase.
And the main road there.
Yeah, there was a main road, Patterson Avenue.
Yep,
Patterson Avenue. So, yeah, I had Richmond's a cool town. It's small. I found a couple cool coffee shops. They had this vintage store I found called Bygones, and it was fun. It was like 1920s, like different stuff, clothes, like postcards.
All right.
Can you see that one?
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah, it's an absinthe. For those listening, it's like an old absinthe. Bottle, and it has a skeleton with a top hat on. So yeah, just kind of that was my only travel. I haven't really had anything else in that. But other than that, I have not watched any any documentaries or anything, but I came across this. I don't know if I sent this to y'all, but I came across this this conspiracy that I don't know, it was like 2007 or 2008 that at the CERN Hadron Collider in Switzerland,
Okay.
that they that they you know they for those who don't know, at CERN they like smash particles together at super high speeds.
Okay.
I don't know what their final goal is, but it's a collider, so it collides particles, really microscopic, or not microscopic, but whatever, like neutrons, small, super small,
So they're
subatomic,
colliding them.
subatomic.
Is this like an energy thing?
I think so, but anyway, I don't really know. I don't know what CERN actually is doing, but
Heard particle collider before.
yeah. But this theory is that they smashed two particles together and created a parallel universe that we're now living in.
Bro, oh my god. I just watched this Netflix show,
Yeah.
and that is literally what it was like. It was over 4 time periods. And the way that this guy was traveling in between them was by doing that.
Yeah. And so
Yep.
this is like this. They were just saying. Obviously, it's a theory, but they were saying that like this explains all the sightings of like the flying saucers, whatever you want to call them, UAPs,
Okay.
UFOs, all the crazy stuff. You know, just name it.
Why does it explain all that though?
Just because it's a parallel universe, so like the dimension has shifted. So like it shifted just enough to reveal like the other side.
Well, I don't think that's the best.
I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it. This is just what they're saying. Like when they collided the particles, it shifted our universe so that now we're living just slightly off.
What we're supposed to be.
Yeah, and now there's created these rifts to where certain things are coming in and popping out. I already think that happens naturally, to be honest. I like if you look at some of the footage from like the ranch in Utah,
Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch. Yeah, if you look at some of the footage they have of Skinwalker Ranch, you can see like things jumping into like light and like coming out of light. So I already think that happens. But yeah.
I've seen a bunch of documentaries on Skinwalker Ranch, and I haven't seen that type of footage yet. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember where I saw that. I don't know if it was somewhere on YouTube or like a Discovery documentary.
Right.
But yeah, and there's stories of like. There's stories from the people that have lived there about like things coming out. They would like see a UFO and then things like coming out of like dogmen or just giant dogs.
Right.
So
that was one of the earliest recorded like weird things happening there when the family that became famous for Skinwalker Ranch bought it from the previous owners.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And like a wolf came up and like bit a cow or something. Then they shot at the wolf and followed it like into the woods or something. But then it disappeared.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Or tracks. There's the stories of tracks, and then they'll disappear.
Right.
Like they just end. There's no animal or anything. Yeah.
Is digging kind of is something that upsets the energy there or whatever, causes things to happen. So there was like a Jeremy Corbell documentary, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That he went out there, so they just started digging and just to try and see what would happen. I don't think anything happened. But.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's the worst.
I mean, the thing about that is shit's been going on there, well, probably since like we weren't recording it, but I mean,
right.
I think
Well, that's why it's called the Skinwalker Ranch, because the Native Americans were dealing with it for so long. They're like, oh, the Skinwalkers are here.
Yeah, I think the original family was like in the '60s. I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But now, is it owned by Bigelow now? I think it's owned by Bigelow.
Bigelow sold it, but he did own it for a very long time. Yeah,
Fair
that's
enough.
my current understanding. And so they made a whole Netflix show about it too. But I found that one to be a little less impressive. It was entertaining though.
You ever think those places that are like, we're still talking about Skinwalker?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was looking for a video for half that conversation, but like, because they're so restricted and you're like, oh, you're kind of entering at your own risk or whatever. Do you think that they're being used to do like illegal things, like those plots of land?
I mean, it's possible, I guess.
Like that's the perfect cover up for like to not be looked at because you're like,
okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that kind of feeds into like there's a theory that there's a dome there, a deep underground military base.
Yes.
And
I remember you saying that.
doing weird stuff. So I guess that those programs technically operate outside of the law, and they operate outside of the ability to do a Freedom of Information Act request on it because they're government contractors. It's not actually the government, so they can cover that shit up. Is my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, well, when Bigelow owned it, it's private.
Right.
And he has or had an aerospace company, so.
Right.
I mean, who the hell knows?
I don't know.
Not me, bro. Just Jeremy Corbell. That's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Corbell's. Initially, I was very fascinated by Jeremy Corbell's stuff, and then, like, what was it? Patient
17, bro.
Patient 17, but then there's no follow up. There's enough. It's just like it ends, and then you're like, hold on. This guy is claiming he has a piece of extraterrestrial tracking metal in him, and then that's just like the last you hear from him. It was just
Right.
It just felt like he left it hanging.
Oh yeah. I've seen some interesting criticisms of him on YouTube. There was like one dude I saw that I guess he normally has like a video game channel, but he decided to do just a whole video on Jeremy Corbell, and he has like a German accent or something.
Okay.
Like, Jeremy Corbell, anything he does, it's just it's so bad for the UFO community. But it's like really good. He goes into so he just critiques Bob Lazar.
Yeah.
And Bob Lazar's story. And he's like, yeah, this guy's been arrested for running brothels twice. I don't think he's a fucking engineer.
Hard times.
Yeah. Seriously. Bob Lazar's story is super interesting. And what's his name that broke the story? What's that reporter?
George Knapp?
Yes, George Knapp. He seems overall credible and genuinely interested, and like admits to the certain like plot holes and things. He's like, Bob Lazar's story is fucking nuts, and there's certain holes in it, but like he took me out to the middle of the desert and I saw zigzagging shit flying around. Yeah. So like, this guy knows something.
It's a weird. I know it's a weird one. I mean, I think, unfortunately, any of those, anybody you hear claim that they came out of some black project or whatever,
yeah,
you know, that in itself is sketchy. So it's gonna be anybody like that. I feel like is gonna be very sketchy.
Definitely.
Yeah. So what was Pat? You said You said you watched the Bridgewater UFO one.
Right.
What was the other documentary?
Oh, it's called Level With Me. And it has Eddie Bravo in it.
Yeah.
Who I've seen on the Joe Rogan show before. So he's a hardcore flat earther. And I like some of the flat earth documentary stuff. I'm never convinced, but I'm always entertained.
I'm always...
kind of that.
Yeah, always entertained as well.
Yeah. This one, it started with, you guys know the conspiracy about what was it, Apollo 13 or 15, whichever space mission. It was the last space mission we ever did. And the rocket exploded in midair.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a crew of astronauts and like a school teacher.
That they didn't die.
No, yeah, it was for, they had a school teacher in there for no other reason than to be like, for public morale, just to be like, see, anyone can do it. And so it's just like, right off the bat, it's like, what? I think supervising a classroom full of kids is like a super hard thing to do, and teaching them makes it even harder. And so I'm not trying to say that teachers don't have a hard job, but that's just night and day between like going to the fucking moon and back. I mean,
and that was the space. I think it was the space shuttle program. That was It wasn't the Apollo, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
it was
the one that, like,
Challenger. Challenger.
Like,
it was a Challenger.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were like, the people didn't die because they've been spotted and stuff.
Yeah, they all still live like not that far off from where they used to live, and they still have their same exact names, and they're working the same exact jobs.
So how does this tie into Flat Earth?
So they just started with that to discredit NASA and many NASA claims, and went further into like there's air bubbles in their videos that they shoot because they do it all in their simulator in is it in Florida or Texas or wherever it is? I'm not quite sure. And that you can see them with wires sometimes and stuff. The wires is a little bit more believable than the bubbles, because in the videos we're like, see, that's an air bubble. I'm like, yeah, but that guy's talking. Like, I don't know how he's floating and breathing air, and there's air. I don't know. I don't fully understand that aspect of it. But the wires, I'm like, okay, like the wire, and that's how you film things. I'm like, okay, sure. But then the documentary then goes further, and I'm pretty sure Flat Earth Dave is in it. You guys know who that is?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. He's always an entertaining dude. I'm trying to remember some of the other major points in there. Once they get into like the alternative theories to gravity, because gravity isn't real according to them, like I start to get very like, okay, this is still entertaining, but like you got, it's just not as convincing what their theories are. The electromagnetism theory, and things like that, which I couldn't really detail as well. It's basically like if you do a wave at a stadium, everybody stands up and sits down. So they think that like all energy is like that, has like an on switch and an off switch, so it's always there, and light doesn't actually like move. It's just the particles or whatever you call it going to its on switch. And so somehow that means that gravity isn't real.
Someone with more expertise.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 50-50 on if we actually went to the moon. I mean, the weird things for me are the weird things I think if you sat down and talked with some random person, that they would probably agree, like, why have we not gone back? Like, why did we go in, was it 63 or 64?
Right.
And we were able to do that. We were able to exit the Earth's atmosphere, come back, all with a cell phone computing power. Like, I mean, that's the reality. And like the Apollo astronauts are the last ones that have been outside the Earth's atmosphere. Like the space station isn't even outside the Earth's atmosphere. Like it's
right.
That's why it goes around the Earth, because
it's in low Earth orbit.
Yeah, it's in the orbit. So that's the weird one to me. And like
the Van Allen radiation belt and all that.
Yeah, and like and also like the whole USSR thing. Like we needed that to boost.
Take that, Sputnik.
Yeah, exactly. We needed that to boost our win in the Cold War. So
Right.
I'm 50-50. I mean, I think the Earth's round. I think the space station is real. Do I think we've been to the moon? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Like, no one's given a good explanation as to why we haven't gone back.
Money is a big one.
Yeah, that's not true.
I don't think. I don't think they can come up with as much money as they want to.
Yeah.
You know.
That's probably true. Yeah.
Also, I'm all for someone going to the moon. That's fucking lit. I wasn't alive when that happened before.
Well, and here's the other thing. They broadcast it. They broadcast the audio from the moon or some crazy shit like that. They were broadcasting the audio on the radio.
Yeah, like how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot. There's just some really weird stuff.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think we're going back, allegedly. I don't know if this was... So I saw this somewhere, and I thought it was like The Onion, but it wasn't. So I don't know if this is a legitimate thing or not, but Prada is going to design the next
Prada.
Yeah. Wherever I saw this, I don't know if this is legit or not.
I hope that is not satire.
Wow. I was like, they're going to fly and then be fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they're all wearing Prada and Rolexes and
Yeah. They got a fucking Louis belts.
Yeah, they got Louis belts on and a Gucci flip flops. Yeah.
The red bottoms.
Yeah. He's his astronaut shoes.
Yeah. Prada. Oh. Prada.
Are you looking that up?
Prada to design. No, it was. Well, this is from BBC.
Yeah. Yes. See? I thought it was The Onion. It's the BBC.
The Italian fashion house will work to design the suits alongside another private company, Axiom Space.
Okay.
One astronaut told BBC he thought Prada was up to the challenge due to their design experience. Okay, well.
This is a psyop.
That is hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah. And then what else did the Flat Earth documentary get into? I don't know. It's always just funny because they have Eddie Bravo on there just being like, do you really think that no, just look at and you can see there's no curve and and it's just that for 5 minutes. I'm like, this is very unconvincing, but I'm so entertained by how enthused he is. He's in a full UFC getup at a dojo. It's you know what? I might disagree with him, but he would kick my ass if I said that. So.
What is it called again?
Level with me.
I saw this video. It was on Instagram. I think I saw it yesterday. But it was this woman. She was reading Bible verses, and it was talking about the firmament. Have you seen that stuff?
Oh yeah, I've seen that type of stuff.
Yeah, it's just she was talking about the firm. They were quoting Bible verses, talking about the firmament. How there's a
dome.
Yeah, it's a dome that's covering. They say Antarctica is part of the firmament that you It's a boundary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why no one can go there. It's a boundary that you have to get past to go to the next. Yeah, there's a land beyond Antarctica. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen those. I think that's what Flat Earth Dave was in the film for. He was showing the different land masses.
Yes.
That exist outside. So it's we're basically one petri dish of many petri dishes.
For sure.
And I think actually there was a scene in there where they sent. It might have not been this movie. I might have seen somewhere else, but it was because sometimes people say I don't know why Antarctica people think it's not real. You can literally just go, but you literally can't. And it was somebody taking their own boat trying to drive into Antarctica, and within I don't know how many miles off the coast, a battleship ran them off course. Was stop and turn around right now.
Yeah.
It's just damn, like, are the penguins that valuable? What's going on?
Dude, the penguins have it the best. People love and rightfully so. I love penguins too, but
Yeah.
like,
Oh, penguins are awesome.
they fucking have that whole landmass to themselves.
I saw this video of a guy who was talking about, it was about penguins.
Okay.
And I think that's what I thought I saved, and I didn't. But it was, he went to the tip of, what is it, Argentina?
Okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then he took
Tierra
a
del
boat.
Fuego.
Yeah, and I guess it was like a boat ride that took 4 days to get to this island with these penguins. And it was like the largest penguin colony,
Yeah.
like, that we know of.
There,
And you just walk up with them.
yeah, no, there are cruises. Did you send me that video? Was it the guy that took the cruise?
Yeah.
Yeah, they took the cruise, and then you take these Zodiac boats to this island where the
Yes.
penguins are. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yep.
Yep.
It was wild. I was like, and I don't know where they were coming from, but it was like a 12-hour plane ride. Then they had to like drive through Argentina a little bit. Then they had
Yeah.
to get on the boat, and then it was 4 days. And then they got on the Zodiac boats, and then they went to the island.
Yes.
And I was like, wow. But it looks, I don't even want to go there. Like, I don't even care. Like, don't let me in, that's fine. Like, I don't know who would want to go there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's another weird one is like the Google Maps where it looks like the mountains are like pyramids.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that.
That one's pretty crazy.
I think I've seen a whole video that, I mean, could have been totally fake, but of just like a city on Antarctica and just like ruins of an ancient civilization there. But again, I don't know what the source of that was. I was just scrolling through Instagram.
Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, the tough thing about Instagram is like, I've seen like videos where like it'll be like a picture of Joe Rogan, and then you'll like hear this voice in the background
Yeah,
that
it's
sort
AI
of
voice.
sounds like Rogan, but if you've actually listened to Rogan, you know it's actually not his voice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the tough part about Insta is you got shit.
Because it'll be
that.
like 3-second clip of him at the microphone, and then
Yes.
it'll cut to other clips. So like you don't really notice that the words don't match up at
Yeah.
first.
Right. Well, yeah, and like, I saw that it was when like Trump put out that video of him and Biden having like a discussion.
Oh yeah.
Of course, everyone knew just because we knew that would never happen. It wasn't real, but it looked so real. But it was just AI
Yeah.
of them talking to each other. But it was so accurate.
Crazy.
And I was like, dude, like, I can't believe anything I see on here anymore.
Yeah.
You
Because
can't. No.
it's so, like, you have no idea.
No.
The other one that like keeps growing on me is the mud flood.
Oh, what's a mud flood?
The mud flood, the Tartaria. Are you guys familiar with this?
Pieces of Tartar. Where is this? Is that Mongolia? Like, what is the land?
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
like
I'm sorry.
it is. It's like north of the Wall of China, all the way up into like eastern Russia.
Eric is a big fan of this.
I'm a very big fan of this.
We should have asked the Who.
We should have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We
Yeah.
met a Mongolian rock band at
Oh shit!
what was it? Louder Than Life?
yeah.
Yeah.
This festival.
Yeah. So missed opportunity.
Yeah, they're Mongolian. Like, very Mongolian.
Yeah. But what were you saying, Eric?
Well,
Go
it's
off on this area.
there was some. The most recent one I watched is how like the Wall of China, like if the Chinese were to build it, it's facing the wrong way.
What?
Yes, it's like if the Chinese were to build it, it would have needed to face the other way because of the way like you're supposed to guard a wall.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like it's built from the wrong way in, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So it was like instead of the Chinese building it, it was like this Tartaria Empire built it to keep the Chinese out.
Wild.
Yeah,
But then the Chinese got in.
Something. Well, the mud flood happened, and it supposedly wiped away this not all of the I don't know what you want to call it, kingdom or the nation, but it wiped away a lot of Tartaria, and then it's just kind of it went downhill from there. But the weird thing is like these you can look up. I think it was just what happened in Italy or Spain, but it was like literally when it rains in these certain areas of the world, like it's literally a mud flood. Like the mud just comes down and wipes away all this infrastructure and just destroys everything, covers up buildings, like just it takes away everything. And so I don't know. Well, let me say, there's that part of it. And then there's this other part where it's like Tartaria had this like free energy technology. They had this technology that like allowed for free energy that could just provide it to who need it. You didn't have to.
Those were like the orbs with mercury high up on the top of the building.
Correct.
There was
Correct.
a wire going down into the building. That
Correct.
type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like if that's a thing, why don't we all do that?
Well, it's
because no one can make money off of it. That's why.
Money to be made.
But like, couldn't we just buy mercury and copper and like do it and just set it up on your balcony or something?
Well, not living in a condo building, no, but probably in a home, I guess. I don't know. But Nashville Electric would be like, why do they not have electricity?
Well, so, but yeah, and so one more thing is like there's old maps as well that have like Tartaria like symbols and names in the region right above where China is. So I haven't done like a ton of research, but it's a weird one.
Was Attila the Hun Tartarian? Attila the Hun.
I don't know who that is.
You never heard of Attila the Hun?
No.
He's a Mongolian warlord that conquered large parts of northern Asia and Russia, and so people in that region, like 1 in 4 people is a descendant of him because he pillaged.
He's just one of those rulers who just like had babies with everyone.
Yeah, same thing with Genghis, with like Genghis Khan and those guys. They raped and pillaged so much that like half the population traces their ancestry back to them.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, and they talk shit about America.
America was pretty bad too, but still the greatest country ever. America.
I mean, I don't think. Well, we don't go back that old, but like, we can't be like, oh yeah, this one guy has like half the population's related to him. You know.
I guess you're right. I mean, I have nothing to dispute that.
Like, we're not old enough where that's like a thing.
No.
Like, where he was just going around like having babies with every woman, like, you know.
No, we have our own issues, like Thomas Jefferson and etc. But not to that scale.
What's that issue?
You don't know about that? He had his mistress.
Yeah.
Not a PG topic here, but
they were slaves. That's what it was.
Ex-slave.
They were slaves.
And then he sold his kids.
Okay, but I feel like not that it's okay because it isn't, but back then that was how it was.
Back then it was okay, yeah.
They were just like selling people because that's what you did. Like it wasn't like if someone now were to have a sex slave, you know.
Well, I mean that does still happen. They
one
do.
Guy in like Ohio did when he had like 6 women locked in his basement or something like that.
Wait, but so you're saying
that's Ohio though?
I mean,
sorry, not to diss anyone from Ohio, but y'all got some weird stuff up there.
Ohio is wild. So Thomas was married,
Yeah, he had a wife.
and how many
quote unquote mistress?
how many mistresses did he have?
I only know of the one that is famous, because again, this is a sensitive topic, but she was a slave and she lived in the house and she was just a mistress, and then when they had kids, he'd sell them, and that was very, very common.
When he had kids with the mistress.
Right.
Oh, not his actual
not
kid.
his wife. Yeah.
Man.
Well, they were still his actual kids, but.
Well, yeah. Wow, yeah, I didn't know that, but that does not surprise me, I guess.
No, unfortunately, it doesn't.
Man.
Aaron, did you have any things you wanted to mention? Any stuff you've been watching?
This is just a personal experience I had, but worth sharing because it freaked me out. So I think it was...
This is about Nashville Nightmare?
No. That was fun, though. We love haunted houses.
I drove by it today. I got a text message from them. It's like
the Christmas one.
Christmas.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The hell out of it. I'm like, you go with those text campaigns. Get your bag, Nashville Nightmare. No, that was honestly, I did have weird dreams after that, but was really fine. I had a good time. I did realize, though, that when I go through haunted houses, I, squat. I'm, in an athletic stance at all times, literally ready to, fight. So, yeah. But, no, it was a morning that I, had to wake up really early, and I ended up being able to take a nap, and it was 11 or something, and I remember Eric texting me because we were just going to catch up. And he was like, I woke up to, my phone vibrating because he was, texting me.
Yeah.
But I was, I was napping so hard, right?
Right.
Up until this point, no dreams that I could remember. But I respond to him, I'm like, yeah, just give me, an hour, and, I'll call you back, whatever. And so, for the people listening, in my apartment, I have two doors that go out to the balcony, but my blinds are really cheap, so I always roll them all the way up to let the light in. But when I was napping, I had them down, so you could only see out a little bit. They were almost all the way closed, but the light was still coming in because, I said, they're cheap. Anyway, this is important because I have this horrific dream during this nap, and I'm oh, I swear to God, I was awake. I was looking at my windows that I just mentioned, and it felt like someone was strangling me or something. It wasn't that, not being able to breathe, but it was just I was having trouble breathing. So in my dream, I'm trying to take a deep breath. So then what I'm looking at my windows. But then the windows change, and I'm in my, the house we grew up in.
Mm.
And it's someone's, dragging me or, pulling me or something, away from, the windows. But it's they're moving with me. Mm. It was super freaky. I still can't breathe.
Was this Hackman?
Dude, I don't know. But literally, you always hear people tell you, oh, you're in control of your dreams. If it's scary, just tell yourself to stop dreaming and wake up. And literally, I got to the point in this dream where I thought I was going to die. I could not breathe. And so in the dream or in my actual conscious, I don't know, I started praying. Mm-hmm. Very religious person. So I start praying to God. And I literally wake up, and I feel like God was, there with me. I don't know. It was terrifying.
Damn, that is crazy.
But I couldn't even tell anyone. I called you 10 minutes after this happened, but I was so spooked. I told you I had a weird dream. I don't know if you remember this. But I was I think I was about to die. I really don't know. But it was someone, I was trying to open my eyes and someone kept shutting them. And I was trying to keep them open. I'm pulling my eyes open with my hands right now. That's what it felt like. And I got to the point where I was I know people tell me that I'm in control of my dreams. So God, if you're real, please get me out of this dream. And there I was. And I was laying there breathing insanely heavy. I had just caught my breath back. I was
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I get those sometimes when I sleep in unfamiliar places.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll get something like when I was in the hotel this past weekend, I felt like someone was like tapping me on my shoulder.
Bro.
And then I was popping right out of my dream. So
Oh.
I don't make it up to be anything. I think it's just me personally. It's just my body's in a foreign environment, and so it's on edge the whole time. Because when I come back here, I sleep fine. I have no issues.
Well, and that's kind of what I was thinking because I never really nap.
Yeah.
And I was just so exhausted that I was like, I have to nap or I'm not gonna be able to go about my day. So I feel like that was something too. And like, it was really bright outside. So I tried to like make it dark, but like it's still bright. I don't know. It was super weird.
Yeah.
But I had never been scared in a dream actually like that. Like all the other dreams, I was like, those were dreams. Mm-hmm. Like I woke up and was like, those were dreams. But I woke up from this and I was like, I don't really know what that was, but I'm going to just choose to not think about it.
Yeah.
But I did want to say it on here because I know people have like very, very vivid dreams. I
feel
like it's very relatable.
Yeah, and some people have really bad sleep paralysis, and that's a real thing, and it sounds fucking terrifying.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
And I am such a good sleeper too. Like never does it affect me. Like even if I have a lot of dreams, I'm like, nah, I slept great. Yeah. But yeah, it's a real thing for people.
Well, because
then I started looking up some crazy dreams that people had, and man, people are fucked up.
Well, and also like when your body goes to sleep, like your body numbs itself. Like it actually, like your whatever happens chemically, like your body shuts, like your limbs shut down. So like sleep paralysis, from what I understand, is just like people are not able to, their body's not able to get them out of that paralyzed state that everybody's in.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so, but I don't have that issue, so.
That was the main story for me.
Nice.
Trying to think. Yeah, I started looking up dreams and stuff, and it's just super interesting to me.
Yeah.
Dreams is crazy, man. You just hallucinate for half your day.
But you say you don't really remember them.
I usually don't. I remembered mine this morning. I was saying it. What was it? I forget.
That we were going on like a couples retreat or something.
Nice.
Oh,
good movie too.
It was a great movie. Crazy. I was like, sign me up. Yeah. Let's do it.
We don't want to go on this one. It was weird. It was like, we were on a couples retreat with this other couple, and we had to pick up your friend in some like massive like mansion type thing. Then we went to some like cabin in the woods ass Airbnb, and then her boyfriend didn't like me. It was just super random.
Like none of these things would ever happen.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, it wasn't even a nightmare. It was just odd. It was just an odd encounter. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm a disbeliever in the. Some people say like you can't see new faces in your dreams. You can only see the faces of people you've met before, or you can only dream about places you've been.
Right.
I didn't know any of these people. I've never been to any of these places.
Okay, did I look like me in your dreams?
I knew you were you. I don't remember.
See, this too. Like people, people are people. Like I had a dream with his family in it, and no one looked like his family.
But you knew it was his family.
Yeah. And I'm like, that is not what his parents look like at all.
Yeah.
Like, why does that happen? Like, obviously, I know who they are.
That's the way mine are.
Yeah.
I have.
You know, you have to take your brain waves and then convert them into digital images soon, so you can like watch what somebody's seeing when they sleep. They can already do it to a point where they can like think of a melody in your head and they can reproduce the melody. I forget who's doing this research.
I think that's one of those. That's one of those boundaries. I don't want
to. No, don't. It'll be in the TSA in no time. Like a full body scan and just like your most recent anti-American image in your head.
Well, yeah.
Hey, that's a Black Mirror episode, no doubt.
Oh yeah. So weird.
Okay. Well, yeah, good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Good job.
Yay!
Good to have you guys on. We are now officially Conspiracy Time with Eric and Erin plus guests and
and friends
and friends. That sounds better. Eric and Erin and friends. Be on the lookout for the new logo. You can follow us on Twitter at World We Live In Podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at World We Live In Podcast. It might still be that, but if that doesn't work, then Conspiracy Time with Eric and Erin, and on all platforms. Keep it short. Erin, you got anything? Any last thoughts?
No last thoughts from me. This is fun. We need to hopefully life will slow down a little bit in the next couple of months so we can do these more and do all the holiday things.
Oh yeah, with some good creepy holiday stories. There's some good creepy Santa stories on Reddit that are always fun.
They're always my favorite.
Creepy enough. Dude breaks into your house, eats all your cookies, all your milk, just like leaves you things. Like, get a job, bro.
At least he's leaving something.
That's right. I guess that's that's a fair compensation.
I just remember being like, how does this man eat so many cookies? Like, that just ruined my life, thinking about how he could do that.
That's why he's a heavy guy.
And it's like, okay, like, they tried to do he has a big belly. But I'm like, I think he should be dead with all the cookies he eats.
He's magical, Aaron. He can't die.
I know. I get it. I get the magic. But
Yeah.
my brain at, like, freaking 6 years old was like, how does he do that?
That's why he needs 12 reindeer.
I know. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it 8? 12? How many is it?
That was 12.
Is it
I
12?
think it's 12. You know, Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. But do you 9?
This is
So
8.
and
Yeah,
one
I guess
in
it's
the
8. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't know. I thought they were the disciples or something.
Well, that's 12.
That is 12.
Honestly?
That is 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
2 numbers that definitely are used a lot. So.
8 and 12, no doubt.
Yeah. Okay, last thing. I was watching a podcast and they were talking about why eggs come in a dozen. And one of them was like talking about donuts, and he was like, that's how they got on the topic. And he was like, well, they do the baker's dozen so that you have one to eat on the way home. And I was like, I mean, I'll get behind it. But then one of the guys said he was in like South America and they sell eggs in, I think it was like a smaller quantity.
Was it like 6 or?
Maybe 6 or 8 or something. But apparently they sell them by 12 in the U.S. because there's more numbers that 12 is divisible by.
Oh.
Than like 10. So like when you're baking stuff or like you need eggs for whatever, like it's just easier to divide it by 12. I don't know. I was like, that's not something I think about. But
No, I just took it for granted.
But I always, as a person who's just one person, I'm like, I don't really need. I know you can buy smaller packs of eggs or like cartons of eggs.
By 6, yeah.
Yeah, like 12. That's just like a
Just
lot.
gonna go pick up a 6-pack
Yeah.
of eggs.
So the eggs don't
Pick up
worry.
a 6-pack.
And that they sell. This is just fun fact for everyone. Shout out the Nateland podcast though, but they sell hot dogs. Two more hot dogs are in a pack than there are buns in a pack, so that you have to buy 2 packs of buns if you are going to cook all the hot dogs.
Wow, that's the most American thing I've heard.
I know, that's what I said. I was like,
Damn.
that makes a lot of sense.
Genius.
Yeah. Anyway,
Okay,
that's all.
nice. Fun facts from Aaron. Great way to close the show.
That's going to be a segment from now on. You didn't ask for it, but you're getting it.
Hey, I love it. Okay, Pat, Aaron, thanks again. It was good to talk to you guys, and we'll catch you next time.
Sounds good.
Bye.
See ya.